How harmful are things like defund the police, I put that in quotes, to improving the way police do their job?
Yeah, the defund the police movement, like many sort of political movements, tends to become a lot of rhetoric and loses some rationality along the way, I would say. But the defund the police movement was not very smart in my view. I think that before you defund the police, you better make sure that you have other avenues for carrying out the tasks the police carry out. I guess the logic of defund the police is the police are doing more harm than good. I don't think there's evidence of that. See, my reaction wouldn't have been defund the police. My reaction would be, what is the problem? How can we make the police do that better? Some of these people that support this have believe it's inevitable. It's bad, inevitable. The police are going to be terrible, right? I don't think that's true. I think we can work with the police to reduce as much as possible the negative outcomes. Now, there is what I would view as a positive element to defund the police movement. Uh, the police should not handle every job. The police have gotten lots of jobs that they shouldn't have, in my view. Now, much of policing, I think there's a study by Cynthia Lum and Chris Coper and others. Much of policing, much of what the police do, other people at the moment at least can't do. But there are some things that others can do, and I think so. Defund the police raised the issue of whether there are other agencies or other groups that we could empower to do some of the things that the police would do. And to be frank, I think that would help the police greatly. So the positive side of the defund the police movement is when people don't use the term defund the police and they ask, are there jobs that the police shouldn't be doing or that others could do more efficiently or more effectively or more cheaply? And should we think about how to, uh, um, divide the resources to be most effective? I think most police agencies that have tried to defund the police are now, or most cities that have taken this are in trouble. Like they're now trying to fund the police. Yeah, that's part of that is they didn't do it very thoughtfully. If they had said over the next 10 years, let's see whether we can develop, for example, social worker groups or other mental health professionals that would help us deal with mental health, alcohol addiction, drug addiction, these sorts of problems, and how could they take away from some of the responsibilities of the police? If someone had thought about that, was willing to put money in and did it over 10 years, that would be great for policing and great for society. But that's not how this happened. By the way, I'll just give you an interesting statistic, and I don't think it's isolated. I did a study in Phoenix recently in which we asked people who live on hotspots of crime whether they want more police, the same amount of police, or less police. And almost everybody wants more police, either the same or more. People don't want to defund the police, and this is not only my study. There are lots of evidence from polls out there that the defund the police movement is not general in society. And I would say this, that there's a real downside to the defund the police movement in this way. In my Phoenix study, it's clear that people who live on streets that have a lot of crime problems, they want more police. They need the police. And when people come from safe areas that don't have crime problems, they think, even if they think they live in a crime-ridden community, most streets in a crime-ridden community don't have a lot of crime. The people who live in those streets need the police. And when people defund the police, they're actually creating a safety issue for those people who need the police. Now, having said people need the police, they want the police. They want the police to treat them with dignity and respect. And that is not too much to ask for, in my view.